Hey, it's Andrew Logan. Welcome to this special training where I want to take you through exactly how to sell in network marketing. Because stop me if you've heard any of these sayings before. Or we don't sell, we share. That's okay. You don't need to be good at sales. The product sells itself. You've probably heard those sayings before. You've probably heard them from your leader. You've probably heard them from people up on stage. And they sound really lovely. They sound really inspiring. The product just sells itself. But then you know what? They also need to pay us to go out and sell it. And we can sit there and say, well, it's not sales, it's sharing. But there is a point where the person gets their credit card and puts those credit card details in a system, and then something is shipped out to them, either a product or a training or a system, whatever it is. We do sell in network marketing, and the process of selling is one of the biggest challenges for people. It's why so many people get stuck. And they can have a lot of followers, they can have people engaging on their posts, they can have amazing before and afters in their body, in their skin, in their bank account, in their lifestyle, all those sorts of things. But until we learn how to take interested people and turn them into customers and distributors, our business isn't going to grow. And that's what I want to help you with in this video training. So I'm going to step you through the process, talk about a few things. We've got some examples. I've got some free training and tools to really help you with that as well. I'll show you where to grab all of them. But first of all, before we actually start, I want to talk about a reality where there's two main ways to build your business. And there's a little bit of difference in exactly how we approach, exactly how we do those things. So let's just get that out of the way quickly. I'm not going to spend too much time because, again, there's a heap of free training on exactly how to do those. It just depends on which way is best for you. No one way is better or worse. It's just different, and you need to choose the one that's best for you and then do that one. Things go wrong where people try and straddle the line and they try and do both at the same time, and they wonder why their business is a little bit murky and a little bit sort of overwhelming. But traditional network marketing, okay? Traditional network marketing, if we think about it like a funnel, like a process, okay, we have our network. We have our friends, our family, our work colleagues, the people you go to the gym with, your hairdresser, all the people that you meet and connect with, okay? Now, not all of your friends and family are going to buy. We know, again, we get told that everyone's going to want this, but we also get told expect 9 out of 10 out of no's at the start. So, not everyone wants it because 9 out of 10 people don't want it. But again, not everyone is going to want it. We just got to understand that of all the people who watch our stories, who connect with us, not all of them are interested in changing their life. Not all of them are interested in health or skin or travel or anything like that. So we're going to market, and we market through our social media, we market through connecting, we market through home parties, we market through sharing our story. And at the end of it, we're going to get some people who are interested, and we sell to them and we make money from those sales. That is traditional network marketing. Now, again, the key thing really here is you need to know how to market your story. So I've got a couple of free tools that really help you with that. Okay, like 4 steps to launching your business blueprint. I'll show you exactly how to get them. We'll pop it up on the screen here. AndrewLogan.net. It's the best place to grab those tools. You can grab them for free. All right, it's going to take you through. And there's some other free training as well, a couple others here that will really help. But that is traditional network marketing. Okay, the other option, the other way, and I guess a more modern approach, when we talk more your sort of attraction marketing and stuff like that, is we're going to say, you know what, I've run out of people to talk to, or I just don't want to talk to my friends and family because, I just know that they're not going to be that interested. I need to go out and find new friends. So I'm going to market. I'm going to market who I am, what I do, how I can help people. And we market through an offer. So we have an offer, a single sentence that helps display who we are, what we do, how we can help people. Now, from that, we're going to build an audience, a new network, essentially. I mean, we call them just an audience because these tend to be more social media based approaches. But all we're doing is just flipping the first two steps. And again, instead of really sharing our story, we share an offer, we share value, we attract an audience of people who do want what we have. That doesn't mean every single person is going to buy, but we attract an audience of people who are more likely to want what we have. They want to follow us. And when they're ready, we can take them through a sales process. We can sell to them. So again, we need to really know our social media brand. We need to know our offer and how do we create attractive content that helps people. So again, I've got some free tools that can help you with that. You know, how to set up a funnel in your business, essentially, how to attract people. That's an attraction marketing blueprint. Again, head there, andrewlogan.net. It will take you through the process. It will take you through the process. Sorry, it will give you all the free tools that you can download that will take you through that process. But let's go to this final step, because the key is whether you are doing this organically, traditionally, and you're going out, you're going to new gyms, you're meeting people, you're connecting with people every day and building an organic network, and then you're marketing to them, or you're directly marketing and building a refined avatar audience there. Either way, we need to sell, okay? You see a lot of people, social media ads, Facebook ads and stuff like, oh, thousands of people just appeared in my DMs with their credit cards. We can attract people, but we still need to take them through a sales process. Those things are probably promising something that they can't quite deliver, or maybe you've got to buy a really expensive program off them if they're going to deliver that kind of stuff. Anyway, let's get into it, because what we need to do is we just need to go through a step-by-step process, and that's what I want to help you with today. That's what I really want to focus on this training. So we have people, and again, whether we've attracted them, whether we've met them, we've shared our story, we've offered, and they've like put their hand up, we've done a call to action post, all those sorts of things. They've put their hand up and they're interested. They're saying, you know what? I've seen the results that you're doing. I've seen you helping people. I've seen you've helped people with their skin or their weight or whatever it is, their energy, and I'm ready to change too. I'm sick of feeling like this, okay? They're connecting in some way, they're complaining about their weight, they're complaining, etc. We don't jump in just yet, because it's really important that we ask a qualifying question. We ask a qualifying question. This is where a lot of people get stuck, because the second someone says, oh man, yeah, I was on holidays and I put on way too much weight. Oh, I tell you what, I am sluggish. Tell you what, this cost of living is just crushing me. We need to ask a qualifying question to see if they are actually ready to change. Because a lot of people just like to whinge. A lot of people just like to complain. And if you solve their problem, you take away the thing that they had to complain about. It's really, really funny. It's really strange, but they actually like complaining. They don't like to change. They don't want to do the work. They want to be a little bit unhappy because it gives them something to talk about. And what does misery love? Misery loves company. And if you take away their misery, you can take away their company. For a lot of people as well, and we see this especially in the sort of health and wellness space, where they've told their friends and family, you know what, yeah, I am a bit overweight, but that's okay. It's not really important to me. Those sort of things don't really matter. And they've told this story to their friends and family for so long that if you come and fix that problem, suddenly they feel like maybe they've lied to their friends and family a little bit, and they would rather be like true to this story than actually change, okay? There's an old parable, I'll tell you the very short version of it. But a man moves into a new place. He moves into a house across the street here. And every morning he gets up and walks down the road to the local shop to get his bread and milk for breakfast. And he goes and he walks past the shop, and there's a little dog out the front of the shop. And he walks past the shop and the dog whimpers. Goes in, he gets his bread, he comes out, the dog whimpers it. Next day, he gets some cereal. He walks past the dog whimpers, he gets the cereal, he walks back, the dog whimpers again. Next day, he's got to get some butter for his toast. He goes past, the dog whimpers, and he walks in, he says to the shop owner, why does that dog whimper every time I walk past? And the shop owner says, oh, look, you know, that dog, they're a bit old, okay? You know, it's towards the end of their life, and that little bench, it's their favorite bench. They lay there all day, every day, just out in the sun. They absolutely love it. But there's a little bit of a rusty nail, and that rusty nail just sits in their ribs a little bit. So every time you go past, they just whimper a little bit because there's a rusty nail in their ribs. And the man says, well, why doesn't the dog move? And the shop owner says, because the nail is not in deeply enough. So people love to whinge, they love to complain, but sometimes that nail just isn't quite deep enough to get them to actually move. So this is where we need to ask a qualifying question. So someone's talking about, oh, I'm really struggling with my weight. We need to ask, before we jump in with our information, is that something you're looking to change? If I could show you a way to fix that, would that be valuable to you? Are you looking for a solution or are you just venting? Out of 10, how important is it that you fix this problem? There's some qualifying questions. You want to stop and just take a moment to say, you know what? I'm really busy. I've got a lot of other steps in this process. I want to find out right here, right now, if you're actually serious, because I don't want to go through this sales process if you're not actually 10 out of 10. And the 10 out of 10 is a good one as well. We're going to get into objections in a little bit. But let's say someone says, yes, I am 10 out of 10 about changing my life. I'm sick of not being able to pay the credit card bills. I'm sick of not having a holiday. I'm sick of my job and I am 10 out of 10. And then you offer them a network marketing opportunity and they turn their nose up and, I don't do those things. It gives you the posture to say, well, you said you were 10 out of 10. So are you actually 10 out of 10? Or again, are you just complaining and you're just looking for an easy option? Because if you're looking for an easy option, you're going to run around in circles all day. You want an actual solution? Come to me when you're ready. You want to have a qualifying question in place that gives you that posture. Okay. Now, if they say, actually, you know what, I was just venting, you know what, I'm a 6 out of 10, you know what, it doesn't really worry me, I'm not ready to change, not a problem. Put them back into the top of your funnel. Whether you're doing that organic funnel or the attraction marketing funnel, either way, just nurture them through the process. They may change their mind later, but we just pop them back in the top of the funnel and let them come through when they're ready. Next step is that we invite. Now we send an invitation to the destination where there's more information. People always hear, you always hear the sayings, don't be a fool, use the tools, okay? And this is where it's very important that you send a duplicatable tool, whether it's a video, whether it's a website, whether it's a company Zoom, whether it's a team Zoom, whether it's a team Facebook group, whether it's a launch party at your house, whether it's a company event where there's a launch party at the start, whatever it is, you're going to send them an invitation to the destination where there's more information. You have shared your story, you've shared your offer, you've listened to their pain, they've given you a qualifying question, or you've asked a qualifying question and they've given you a positive response. Now we send an invitation to the destination where there's more information. And let's say we send them a link to watch a video. So there's a 5-minute video. So we're going to say, look, not a problem. I've got a quick video. It goes for about 5 minutes. I'll send it over to you. It explains the program better than me. You get to see it all and you get to see how it works, and it just explains it better than me. Would you prefer email or messenger? What's best for you? What's best for you? Awesome, messenger. Not a problem. I'll send the video over. So we send that invitation. We send them to a destination where there's more information. Now we need to follow up or follow ups, because sometimes people need a little bit more help. They need a little, they might need 2 or 3 little nudges to get off the fence, okay? And this is where a lot of people can get stuck. A lot of people can get stuck in this follow-up process, and I'll show you what to do, okay? There's 2 things we do. First of all, we actually set up the follow-up in our invitation. One of the biggest concerns people have when it comes to follow-up is that how soon is too soon? How long is too long? Am I being annoying? Are they ignoring me? Am I being naggy? Am I being that annoying person that's never going to get invited to the dinner party? Did they just ghost me? All these things, all these thoughts that are going through their head. I'm sure you probably had some of those thoughts. So the reality is what we do is we get rid of those thoughts by booking our follow-up when we send the invitation. So again, mate, I'm going to send you a video. It goes for about 5 minutes. It's going to explain the program better than I can. I'm still fairly new. I'm still getting my head around it myself. I just know that it works for me. I hope it works for you as well. I'll shoot this video over Messenger and I'll touch base with you tomorrow night. Tell them you're going to follow up. You know what? It's Friday afternoon. You're busy. You're sending them a financial opportunity. Maybe over the weekend, maybe they're not quite looking, okay? They're doing family stuff. They're trying to escape the reality. It's not till Sunday night that, hang on, I've got to go back to work, hits them in the face. How about Monday night? So you send them the link. I'll send you this link. Watch this video. It's the company owner explaining how to create freedom with this opportunity that I'm using. It's really cool. It really helped me. It goes for about 7 or 8 minutes. But why don't I touch base with you Monday night? Enjoy your weekend. Check that video when you can, and I'll touch base with you Monday night. So now on Monday night, I have permission to follow up. And I'm not being annoying. I'm not being naggy. I'm doing what I said I would do. That's the key to integrity. That's the key to being reliable. And when it comes to leadership, one of the key skills in leadership is reliability. Doing what you said you would do, being impeccable with your word. If you've ever read the 4 ingredients, the 4 ingredients to a great life, number 1, be impeccable with your word. So I follow up. That's the first thing. Book the follow-up. The second thing is that when you ask a question at the end, ask a yes, yes question. So people get a little bit caught up in follow-up. They say, hey, John, following up, I sent you that video Friday. Following up, it's Monday. Following up, I wanted to touch base with that video. Did you like it? And John can say yes or no. And we're really worried. Like, there's all this fear when we're sending that message out of what's John going to think. What you want to do is ask a yes, yes question. So you get a good answer or a great answer. So John, I sent this video, touching base with you. I hope you had a great weekend. I wanted to check if that video had all the information you needed, or did you have any other questions? All right, so see the difference there, because if the answer is yes, it had everything I needed, then John's ready to get started. It answered all his questions and he's ready to get going. Awesome. The fallback isn't, no, I didn't like it. The fallback is, I do still have some questions, okay? And then we can just repeat this process. We just repeat this little cycle until we've answered all of John's questions. Not a problem. What other questions did you have? Well, how much is it? Like, is it this or is it this? Or I'm a little bit confused about how this works. Is it, is it vitamins? Is it tablets? Is it this? Is it what are we actually doing? Great question. I've got a really good website that shows it all. Or I'll add you into our group and you can see how it works. I'll tag you in a little welcome video. I'll add you and tag you. You can see the whole process in the group. I'll add you tonight and then I'll touch base with you tomorrow after you've had a day to look through it. So again, I invite them to the next destination where there's more information. I tell them when I'm going to follow up. And then, hey, John, I just wanted to see what you thought of the group. Did that answer that question you have? Or were you still just having some missing bits of info? Yes, yes question. Yes, it answered all the questions. Okay, great. We can jump down into the sales process. No, I still have some more questions. Not a problem. Okay, does this work? I'm in a new country. Does it work in this new country? Great question. I've actually got a really cool video of someone in your country who's absolutely crushing it. I'll send it over. It's like a little interview and you can check this person out, may even be able to connect with them. I'll send it to you. I'll touch base with you at the end of the week because it's a little bit longer. John, did you like the video? Did that person answer your questions? Are you ready to get started? Okay, we follow up and do that and we repeat that process. Now, once we get that, yes, I'm ready to get started, then we go into a sales process. Now, there could be a couple of objections. I'm going to come back to objections. I'm going to just pause them and come back to them at the end a little bit here because I just want to jump forward to the sales and I want to take you through a couple of ways to sell. So we're just going to skip this one and we're actually going to come into a sales conversation. All right. And I want to give you 2 ways to sell and you just choose whichever one is best for you. So as I said, we'll come back to objections at the end because especially when we get into sales, there's some really cool objection handling that we can do at the checkout. Whilst they're sitting there with the credit card, we can do some objections. So we'll go through it then. But I want to take you through 2 different ways to sell. Now, this is the simplest one for me. This is by far the simplest way to sell, and it's a very easy way to remember. It's a very easy acronym to remember. WHOOP. Now, WHOOP is wish, outcome, obstacle, and plan. Okay, so we've gone through, they've watched the video. Yes, I'm ready to get started. And we want to find out what are their goals, Awesome. All right, John, you're ready. So I just quickly, just so I can get the best possible setup for you, so we can really get you started on the best program, just super quickly, like, what are you wanting to achieve out of XYZ? How much weight are you looking to lose? What are you looking for in your skin? What are you looking for your performance? How much money are you looking to make? What kind of freedom are you looking for? A question like that. What are you looking for? I just want to get to know you super quickly so we get the exact right program for you to start on so you get the best results. What do you wish for? And then what does that look like? Because a lot of times people will say, I want freedom. Okay, great. What does freedom look like? When Angie and I started all those years ago, 12 plus years ago now, we wanted freedom. Wanted freedom because what was the wish? The wish was to be at home with our children, be at home raising our children together. What did that look like? Well, first step was bringing Angie home. And bringing Angie home meant $500 a week. If we could make $500 a week, that could cover the gap and Angie would be able to step away from her job. That was our very first wish and outcome. So this is the emotional, visceral feeling. This is the black and white objective numbers. What do you wish for? We want to raise our children together. Okay, what does that look like? $500 a week. Okay, awesome. We now know exactly what they want and what it actually looks like. Now the obstacle. So why haven't you been able to lose the weight yet? Why haven't you been able to do XYZ yet? What other things have you tried that haven't worked? If you want to have financial freedom, and financial freedom is an extra $500 a week, what hasn't worked for you in the past? What have been the obstacles in place? So again, I can get you best set up. So for us, it was, well, look, the obstacle is time. We're just so busy, and I was traveling the world with athletes. I had a great setup in that regard. There's not a lot of money in that. It's really great for your sort of social media. Not a lot of money in it. That was a huge obstacle. Andrew's on the road a lot. Angie's at home raising the children. We're trying to juggle work, homeschooling, all those sorts of things. The obstacle is we have a very limited amount of time, and that's why all these other things that we've tried haven't worked out yet. Not a problem. Okay, thanks. So if I can show you exactly how to create financial freedom, which is $500 a week, and we can do it in 20 minutes a day, then we can solve your problem and you're ready to get started. Yes, we have a plan in place now. So often we get caught up in we're selling products, we're selling solutions, we're selling opportunities. You're not selling any of those things. You're selling the future. You are currently here, and if you sign up to our program, you could be here. And we dig deeply into that one in the next one as well. So really what we sell is the future. If you stay on this path, you're here. What if I give you a plan to get to here? Now I know what here is because I asked you the questions. I asked what you want and what it looks like. So I know where you want to be. I know where you've gotten lost and detoured along the way. I'm going to give you a plan to get from here to there. And if I show you how our program helps you with that plan, you're ready to get started. Now, again, this is the point where we use the yes, yes, close. So we have all the information we need. We know their destination. We know where they want to be. We give them a plan. We show them how our products or our system fit into that. And then we say, okay, so would you like to do this now? Do this on your own, or is you doing it with your wife as well, John? Do you want me to deliver it to home or work? Do you want the budget pack or the premium pack? Do you want chocolate or vanilla? You ask a yes, yes question to close. Again, because so many people, they get all the way through and they get to this point and then they freeze. Okay. They freeze up and it's like, all right. Well, don't ask a yes, no question if you're freezing. People freeze up and they say, so Are you ready to get started? And they're like, well, actually, let me think about it. Let me talk about it with my wife. Ask a yes, yes question. Do you want to use your Visa or your MasterCard? Okay. Are you putting this to your home address or your work address? Do you prefer the small pack or the big pack? We'd like them to get the big pack, but the small pack's still good. The small pack is better than going and speaking to their wife and changing their mind. Okay. Yes, yes, close. Now, a really cool one, if an objection, if you find you get money objections, is when we get to the end and say, okay, I've got a really good idea of what we're going to do. We've got a plan in place. Would you like to pay full price or would you like to pay the discounted price? Do you want the wholesale price or the retail price or the wholesale price? What's everyone going to say? Yeah, give me the discounted price. No one's going to say, I'd rather pay full price. They're going to say, give me the discounted price. And this is then when we can say, well, hey, we've got this super simple system that allows you to get your products for free or get 20% back or whatever it is, okay, however the entry level of your compensation plan works, you can be bringing it up then because your yes, yes close is, all right, cool, we got all the information. Now, one last question. Would you like to pay full price or discount? Would you like to pay retail or wholesale? Awesome, because here's the way that you can get it at cheaper prices. Okay, whoop, there's one way to do it. Second way to do it, similar, couple of nuances, okay? And this is, again, you just choose whichever one you're more comfortable with. So the first one, we go through in our connection, all the stuff we've done early in the top of the funnel, whichever way they come through the tunnel, the funnel, I should say, as we go through and we've followed up, we've sent them the information, we've been collecting information. Great networkers are great question askers. Sometimes people are like, oh, I won't be successful because I'm an introvert. I'm an introvert myself. Extroverts, sometimes that's a weakness. You're great at meeting people. You're not always great at listening to people, okay? My wife is a massive extrovert, and sometimes, she just gets on a little roll and tells this story that's, the introverts have the superpower where they're great at asking questions because they're not really big about talking about themselves, but they can ask questions of other people. Extroverts, sometimes we can get a little bit lost in our own world, right? So what we want to do is we want to make sure that we've summarized the information that we've got along the way, okay? So we're summarizing. So as I understand, you're wanting to lose weight because you're going to Fiji in November, and we've got to just, we want to look good for the photos, right? I understand. Awesome. Cool. We summarize and we get them to agree. We get an agreement. Yes, you are correct. And they're saying yes, they're nodding. We're getting them to make sure that, yes, we can build this trust very quickly because I understand you. I've taken the time to ask questions, understand you, and we agree that that is the problem. Okay. Now, what happens if you achieve your result? So we look at the positive vision. All right, so just super quickly, you're in Fiji, you've lost the 10 kilo, you're looking really good, you flat tummy, you fit into your bikini, whatever it is, okay? How would that make you feel? How would that make you feel on that family holiday there in Fiji? And you're looking really great and you're happy with your photos. How would that feel? I'd love to know how that would feel. And we're going to future pace. Again, we're not selling a product, we're selling the future. So we future pace this vision of what it would be like if they achieved their results. And we get to know, and again, let's get excited. Let's look at that bigger picture. Then this is where that little nail in the ribs comes in. Back to the story of the dog at the shop. There's that little nail. What if that nail just never moved? Cool. So if we get started and we're on the beach and we're looking amazing, what's going to happen if we don't start? I just need to ask you the question. What would happen if nothing changed? Where do you think you would be in Fiji? How do you think you'd feel? How do you think you'd look back at the photos? And the bigger the gap here, the easier the sales. Because again, people are looking to change. If they don't see the change, if they don't see the distance between where they want to be and where they currently are, it's very hard to make a sale. But once they see the gap in the road they're going down and this path that you're going to help them go down instead, once they see that gap, the sale gets easier. So I'll tell you a couple of stories super quickly for me. When I started 12 plus years ago, it was about losing some weight. Now, I'd been carrying a few extra kilo around the tummy, 4 or 5 kilo, 10 pounds around the tummy or on my whole body, but certainly just around the tummy for years. But you know what? I traveled, I was in suitcases a lot, I was in hotels a lot. I worked all around the world, jet lag, flights, hotels, blah, blah, all those sorts of things. I still trained, I was still active, I was doing all these things, I was still relatively fit. But you know what? When you work long hours, when you're on planes a lot, when you're doing these things, it's normal to have some extra kilos on you. So there was no big gap really, because you know what? Yeah, it would be nice to move around a little bit freer. It would be nicer to have a little bit of a flat tummy, but I mainly worked with ski athletes. I mainly worked in the snow. So normally I've got about 7 layers on. It's normal to look, you don't have to have a 6-pack and a flat tummy when you've got 7 layers on, right? There was no big gap in my vision here. Then we got married. And suddenly it went from, you've got a few kilos to lose to how are you going to feel on your wedding day? Even worse, how are you going to feel in 10, 15, 20 years time, 50 years time, looking back at the photos of your wedding and being like, man, I didn't look my best that day. What if nothing changed and I stood up on the altar, I stood up there at the altar with my beautiful, amazing wife, and the photos, I look crap? How is that going to make me feel? Versus, what's it like looking and walking around the house and seeing photos from our wedding and being proud of how you looked? That was an enormous gap all of a sudden. Nothing changed about me, but just my vision changed. And it went from you need to lose 5 kilo to an emotional, visceral feeling. Okay, let's fast forward a little bit, because in the start, use the products, we're getting married, don't have time for your business model. Then Angie fell pregnant. And once we had this second child coming, we already had 1 child at the time, this second child coming, suddenly everything gets a bit more real. And again, you know what? You're traveling, you're working a lot, you're overseas, all those sorts of things, whatever, you work long hours. It's normal to be stressed and exhausted and just emotionally drained at the end of each day. That's normal. You're jet lagged or you're tired, whatever, that's normal. Suddenly it went from there to, hey, if nothing changes, I'm never going to see my children. I'm not going to be there for the scans. I'm not going to be there when my children are growing up. I'm not going to be the dad I want to be. Versus, hang on, I want to be a dad that's home all the time with our children. And this gap suddenly became amazing. And I was like, okay, sponsor, hello sponsor, we're in, let's go. Let's do this. Because the gap was suddenly a lot wider. You know what, you're tired and emotional, but that is normal. There's another baby coming, huge gap, let's go, okay? So this is then when, again, we summarize, we agree, we say, so let me tell you what it would be like. Just tell me, I just want you to feel, I just want you to sit in that. You're in Fiji and you're looking amazing and you're getting compliments on your social media. That's going to feel great, right? If we get started today, what if we don't get started today? Do you have any other plans? Is anything going to change, or are you going to be in Fiji feeling a bit disappointed with yourself? Okay, well, would you like chocolate or vanilla? Would you like to pay with Visa or MasterCard? Would you like the full price or the discounted price? Do you want me to tell you about the budget pack or the premium pack? Do you want me to deliver this to work or home? Are you going to do this on your own, or will your partner join with you? Do you want to do this on your own, or should you bring some friends along? Because again, we've got this really cool compensation plan where you get rewarded if you bring friends, right? We're going to overcome objections as we're closing. So again, the yes, yes, close. And that is how we get people into action. So what I want to do is I just want to take you through some objection handling, okay? Now, we did skip it, but again, it's going to come up in different ways. And some of the things that I've been talking about, you're going to be able to implement that mean that you don't even get objections, okay? So there's a handful of reasons that we get objections, okay? And the first one is that we're talking to the wrong person. Sometimes, no matter what you do, it's just not the right person. So the easiest way to do that is not even talk to them. That's what the qualifying question is for. We meet them, we say, hey, are you actually looking to change? Are you 10 out of 10 about making changes? Because I've got something really cool, but you got to be 10 out of 10 because I only want to work with people who are committed. You know what? If we don't even show them, they're not going to come up with those smarmy objections. These are the people that are going to complain, but oh, nothing works for me. I've tried everything. Oh, I've read on the internet, those things don't work. Oh, I can't believe that you would tell me that thing. They're the wrong person. So we actually qualify them, we pre-qualify them out. And that's why we ask those qualifying questions at the start. Okay, now the second thing is that maybe the information that they're getting is incorrect. It's incorrect in their own head. So again, you've sent them the invitation to the destination where there's more information. And they've come back with something in their head and they're like, yeah, I watched the video, but so you just don't eat at all, and all you do is just drink that drink. You don't eat any food. They're working on incorrect information. The objection is because they didn't quite pick up the video, or the video didn't quite explain the questions going on in their head. So they're like, oh, I just don't think it's for me. I watched the video, but I don't think it's for me. So what you need to do is say, not a problem, for my own understanding. Hey, not a problem, just for my own understanding. What was it about the video that made you think it wasn't for you? Well, I don't want to not eat for 30 days. I don't think that's healthy. I don't think just drinking a drink for 30 days is healthy. Say, oh, no, hang on. No, you've got the wrong information there. Sorry if that video gave that impression. We still eat. I still eat all the time. Do I look like I don't eat? You just add that drink in, and that drink is really going to help boost your metabolism, burn fat, whatever it does, right? Whatever your super duper product does. But they're working on the wrong information. Now, if that objection continues to come up, change the destination that has more information, or preface the invitation with, now, I just want to let you know, when you watch the video, sometimes people get a little bit confused. This is additional, right? This isn't replacing food. You add this into your food, right? Or you add it into your story right back at the top of the funnel when you're first connecting with people, and say, you know what? I tried all these things. I tried everything on the chemist. I tried these things. I tried like literally starving myself. What I love about this new program that I'm doing is that I'm just eating my normal foods, and I've just added this in. So again, if someone's like, oh, well, you know, like, yeah, it looks interesting, but I think you can get cheaper stuff on the shelves at the supermarket. I've seen them at GNC. I've seen them at, you know, the nutrition shops and at the gym and stuff like that. They've got products there just as good. And again, put that into your story. Overcome that objection earlier. Hey, I tried everything at the shops. I tried everything at the gym. I tried everything my personal trainer recommended. Nothing was working. All the stuff at the chemist was just expensive urine. It was just going through my body. This has actually worked. Change that in your story. But the key thing is, thanks for letting me know. Thanks for being honest. Just so I understand, what is it about X that made you think Y? Because sometimes as well, people hold on to old stories, old beliefs. So again, yeah, look, I saw it, I watched the video, but I don't think it's for me. Not a problem. Just so I understand, what is it about X that made you think that it's not for you? So, well, my friend did it. My friend did it years ago. My cousins tried it. You know, I've seen lots of people try those sorts of things. They never work. Okay, thanks for being honest. Just so I understand, your cousin, when they tried it, do you know if they did it properly, or did they just sort of stick their toe in? Oh, actually, yeah. My cousin said he found some cheap products on Amazon and gave it a go for a few days and it didn't work. Okay, cool. Not a problem. Look, you know, it may not be for you, but I do just want to say, if he bought it off Amazon, it may not actually be the right thing. They may not have actually bought the correct product. Or, you know what, yeah, my sister did it and, you know, they tried it for a little bit, but they never got any support. They could never actually speak to their upline. The videos didn't really make sense, and so they didn't make any money. Not a problem. Thanks for being honest. What Angie and I really, really focus on, what's really important to us, is that we coach and mentor people properly. So it may not be for you in the future, but if you ever did make the decision to give it a go, I promise you, you have Angie and I 24/7. Coaching and mentoring is incredibly important to us because, yeah, there's so many stories that people just taking that little commission and then disappearing. We don't do that. We will be here. You get my phone number, you get our group, you get our PDFs, you get our videos, you get our website, blah, blah. You get 100% support from us. So they're not really objecting you. They're holding on to an old story or someone else's story. My uncle did network marketing 30 years ago, and he's still got a garage full of water filters. Oh man, if I had $1 for every time I heard that story, I hear it. My parents, my uncle was the same. Okay, they're still trying to flog the water filters in his garage. But what I will tell you is that these days with social media, with the advent of Facebook, Instagram, the ability to reach people, Zoom, all those sorts of things, it is a totally different game these days. And we live in a generation where people are more open to things. Back in the day when you had to attend meetings, back in the day where you had to hold stock in your garage, it's nothing like that anymore. It's more like an online franchise. Okay. Now the last thing, and this is the biggest one, and this one is huge. Belief. If you don't believe what you're saying, your people won't believe you. Now, these ones are pretty easy to pick up because you say, look, you know what, I don't think it's for me. These ones, they give you very, very vague reasons like, I don't know, I need to do my own investigation, or it's just something about it, I don't know. And it's nothing about the product, the program, the system, your company, anything like that. It's that you don't quite believe it, or they think they're picking up, right? The human brain, going back to my psychology days, going back to my university days, the human brain is incredibly, incredibly complex. It's an amazing piece of machinery, and it has a very highly calibrated, finely tuned thing called a BS meter, a bullshit meter, right? And it will sit there, and if it doesn't pick up the certainty in your voice, little sort of sirens and yellow flags, red flags start waving in the back of your brain like, this guy is full of it. This girl, I don't know, she seems a bit sus. She seems a bit dodgy. And they're getting these gut feelings and in the back of their brain because they don't really believe you. So you need to believe yourself. You need to make sure that you believe what you're saying. Because if you believe, you become believable. But until you believe yourself, you're not believable. Now, how do you fix that? Well, get yourself in the right environment. Get results from your products yourself. Make sure you're doing your products properly. Attend the events. Get around inner circles. Get around campfires. Do things to build up your own belief. You have to go first. If you think your products are expensive, you're going to get a lot of price objections. If you don't really think your products work or you don't use them properly yourself, you're going to get a lot of product objections. If you're not sure about network marketing, you're just sort of dabbling and sticking your toe in, you're going to get a lot of pyramid scheme objections, right? They're going to come from people picking up the fact that you're selling something that you're not really in integrity with, and you don't have integrity in your word. They don't really rely on you, so they don't want to join you. They need to know, like, and trust you, and they need to pick up that emotions. So you need to fix that. Now, again, you need to do that by getting in the circles, getting a mentor, getting a coaching program, something, surrounding yourself with people that build you up and do your own personal development. And that's how you're going to fix that. Now, if you want to do that, if you're serious about this whole process, you really want to fix this thing, you really want to get in and make more sales, you want to upskill yourself, you want to go out and really blow up your business, Angie and I have a mentorship program that can really help you. So when we come back to this original process here, we want to help you. We want to help you have incredible success with our mentorship program. And we're going to give you the complete roadmap you need for success. We're going to give you all of the accountability, the training, the mentorship, everything you need to do to have incredible success. And we're even going to offer it to you with a little free trial because we're so confident that you will love this program. We're so confident that we'll be able to show you the roadmap to success, everything we did to create a multiple seven-figure business and escape the 9-to-5. We give you that complete pathway, the systems, the tools, the training, the accountability, the power hours, the mentorships, the masterminds, the training, everything. We're going to give you that for just a crazy, ridiculously low price. All you need to do is just click the link below. It's going to send you to a special link. All right, you can only get that link through this video, but it's going to give you a free trial as well, so you can get in there, check us out, have access to all of our trainings, all of our live trainings, all of our back office programs, all of our systems, all of our tools, You can get in there, try it all, see if it's right for you. We will not charge you a cent while you're still testing it out. Guys, I hope you got value out of this video. I hope you got value out of this training as well. If you want to really change your life, make sure you join us in our Inner Circle mentorship program. It will be the best and most comprehensive investment you make in your financial freedom and future. I hope you got value. As I said, we'll see you for another video soon.